That's hot. Hey, what's going on, guys? Quick video here. We're going to be doing the pickems for CSGO Major, the Legends stage. So I already did the Challenger stage, but I did it at the last minute. I did some really dumb picks, but I still got the 5 points. And overall, yeah, don't ask about the Spirit one. I had G2 there, and I switched it out at the last minute because I thought G2 were bad. But G2 ended up getting through, and Spirit went out 0-3. I thought Vega were going to be awful. They were awful, but they beat Spirit because domestic matchups are very weird in pretty much every competitive thing I've seen. So anyway, we're on to the next stage, and this one I'm more confident about. And I have the team rankings here. So if you didn't watch the Major yet, they have a new format where so it's the same as before. You play 2 best of ones, and then you need 3 wins to get out. After the 2 best of ones, if you're going to be eliminated, you play best of 3, and if you're going to go on to the next stage, you need to win a best of 3 as well. So from what I've seen, it looks like all the favored or better teams, it's vastly in favor of them in combination with the new ranking system, because better teams almost always have a better map pool and better tactics and better players. At past majors where it was all best of ones, you'd get more upsets, or at least so far we've had less upsets. It was just Fnatic that went out. All the other favorites made it through. Okay, and the new ranking system is teams rank each other, and then they take like the averages and they make a list, and they take all the like weird super off average picks that a team did, and they take those out and they get like the averages. And then the best team will play the worst team, and that's how they use it for the seeding. So you won't get anything anymore where, like, say Liquid and Astralis win their first opening games. The next day you get Liquid versus Astralis, and it'd be really dumb and everyone complain about it. So you don't get that anymore, or in theory you shouldn't. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just pick the list in descending order, and then from there we'll dive into it. I can't believe MIBR is 4th. They haven't even played yet. NRG is 6th. Big is 7th at the final place. And then ENCE would be last. So actually this looks pretty good. And Complexity is dead last. And they have nothing going for them. They have no star players. And all the other teams here, something good can be said about them. I can't really say anything good about Complexity. And usually I give NA teams the benefit of the doubt because I'm from NA. And I like NA teams. But for Complexity, they're just garbage, so they go last. So, okay, Liquid and Astralis, 100% confident they're going to get out. Both are great teams. They have so much firepower and tactics, and I really don't see anything happening for them to go out, because they'll both be having really good seeds and be playing against like the Complexities and the Avangars and the Cloud9s, and they should not have a problem with those teams at all. After that, we have Na'Vi, MIBR, FaZe. So I'm going to put Na'Vi and FaZe together because they both have a lot of problems, but they have a lot of firepower as well. And I think that firepower is enough to get out of the group. So yeah, I know Na'Vi has some like subpar players on their team, but they also have Simple, and their map pool is pretty good, and they've been a lineup for like a long time now. I think almost 2 years, or maybe not 2 years, but it's been a while. It's been over a year at least. And FaZe is in a similar situation. They just won a tournament, but they don't look that great at all. Their map pool is weird, and they just don't have that many good tactics because they changed their in-game leader. However, I still think FaZe have a lot of firepower as well, even more firepower than Na'Vi, and they should just be bullying like Cloud9 and G2 and stuff. They shouldn't really be losing to those teams, although it could happen. MIBR we haven't seen play yet, but they have a lot of veterans on their team, so it's hard to pick like a Renegades or Avangard or Vitality to go over them, because those teams also have their own problems. So I want to focus on Renegades for a second, because I know a lot of people are hot on them in the minute because they like went through 3-0 in the last stage. But Renegades before this tournament were pretty bad. And I guess it's just recency bias, but I'm not convinced yet that they're going to keep performing like they did before. Vitality, they have a couple good players, but their tactics aren't great. I could see them getting through, though. I picked them to go through the last stage. It's just, in theory, these teams have more firepower and about similar tactics. Avangard, I don't think they're a good team. I think they have good players, if that makes sense. Like, I remember watching them at IM Chicago, and they like choked super hard. They also choked super hard against Tai Lu here. They still beat Tai Lu, but it was like a 15-5 half, and then they ended up as a 16-14 game, I believe. So I think some of their players are talented. I just don't think the team is that good. NIP are, well, they look pretty bad, but they have some good players, so I suppose. So I'd actually put NIP, G2, and Cloud9 all in like the same boat, where they have some good players and veterans of the game, and they know what they're doing, and they can definitely make it through. But I'm not confident in any of them, and I don't like the tactics from any of them. C9 like doesn't have a map pool. G2's map pool is like Dust 2, maybe Overpass. So Hellraisers are last. And I don't really have a whole lot of confidence in them just because they lost their coach and their tactics were never a strong suit. It was just fragging. They did a lineup change. And from what I've seen, it hasn't really, like, added anything. It's the same old, same old. So none of these teams are giving me a strong case, except for like maybe NIP, that they should be in here. Like NRG is pretty strong. I'd put them over all these teams. Big is okay. Big had problems. So like the one team I could maybe see swapping out is Big, and possibly MIBR just because I haven't seen them play yet. But it's hard to say. Like I could see MIBR going out, but they have so many veterans. Like, I don't know. I'll keep them here just for the name value. Although I'll look like a genius if I take them out, but I'm not going to. So maybe I can make the case for taking Big out because of they had like problems with their roster. They kicked a player like at the last minute. What team would I put in place of Big if I had to swap? I actually really like Vitality. I want Vitality to do well. Didn't look amazing or anything. So for the sake of it, let's put Vitality here. I think Big has better tactics, though. And their firepower is about the same. So really, if I'm thinking, like, if I'm trying to get the most points possible, I assume Big has a better seed, too. So they're going to get easier matchups. So yeah, just going by the numbers seems to be the best, like, thing. Like, I could see 1 to 3 of these teams going out, but I cannot see Liquid or Astralis. And I have more faith in NRG actually than Na'Vi, FaZe, or MIBR just because I know what they play like. And the same can be said about Big. Okay, so we have ENCE. I like ENCE, but I'm not sure if they'll go 3-0. But then again, like, I was going to have Liquid here or Astralis. I could see putting Liquid. I think Liquid could blaze this tournament and go right through, but these are super sick or super stable picks that are like guaranteed to get me points. So I don't know if I want to risk upsets. At the same time, though, ENCE has a bad seeding. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with... It's either Liquid or Astralis, so put 3-0 then. If I want to gamble for it, I guess. Because ENCE have like harder matchups, so I'm not sure if they could... I think ENCE is a good team. I don't know if they'll go 3-0 though. Who beats Liquid other than Astralis? FaZe? Maybe. They have a really good record against Na'Vi, so I don't see that happening. They have a good record against MIBR as well. NRG could spoil it. If they play NRG, I could see them beating Liquid. But I'm going to put Liquid 3-0. Just for the NA pride. That leaves me with this. So MIBR. Before I end the video, I got to decide if I want to take them out or not. Go with the hipster picks. Or maybe I can take Na'Vi out. I feel like Avangard and Na'Vi are going to implode after the major, and they're going to take some players from there and take some players out of Na'Vi, so I could like bank on Navi imploding. I don't know, though. I feel like Navi's either going to go super good or they're going to bomb, which has been the case the past few tournaments. Tough decisions. Navi is ranked 3, so they're going to have good seeds. They play G2, who's beat them before, but with an older roster. I can't really see any of these teams I want to put above them, though. Like, I'm sure one of these underdogs will make it through. If I had to guess, it would be Vitality. So in theory, this is the safest options. Go with this if you want to be correct. However, I like to gamble, so I'm going to take Navi out. I feel like they have a chance of bombing. And they've proven in 2 past tournaments, ESL New York and IEM Chicago, that they can definitely bomb a tournament to, like, teams way below them. Are any of these teams in theory better than Navi? No. I like Vitality. I know some people don't like them. They didn't beat any good teams, though. Alright, fuck it. I can't even gamble. Like, none of these teams I have enough confidence in to gamble on them making over the favorites because of the best of 3s. So that's my final picks. Pretty plain and boring, I know. I was trying to spice it up, but there's just like nobody here I can spice it up with. I think people are too overhyped on Renegades. Vitality hasn't beaten anyone notable in the last stage, even though I want to like them. Avangard have some good players, but they have a history of choking, and I mean, it's possible, but they have to win a best of 3. Their map pool isn't like insane or anything. Their train, I feel like, is really not good because they waste so much time on it. So any team that wants to beat them can just pick train, and they seem to like let them pick it. So that's not a good sign. Plus, they're last seeded, so they're going to be playing Liquid, who are probably just going to rip them apart because they have good aimers. Nip, it's Nip. I mean, Nip probably make the best case here, but they're Nip. G2, possible if they get a miracle. Same with Cloud9, but we don't bank on miracles here. And Hellraisers, yeah. So yeah, that's my final picks. Peace.